Hello, hi, welcome or welcome back to my channel, friends. My name is Rachel, and we are in a no-buy year. That is makeup, fashion, pretty much just about everything. If you're new here, hi, welcome. I will have the playlist linked down below so you can catch up on the year of no-buy. It's kind of like a year of holy grails. We're trying to determine the buy it for life things, the holy grails, the things where we can just one and done, and we know what our favorites are. We let our collections breathe, all of that good stuff. But today we are going to do an empty so I can catch up to when the no-buy started, which was September 1st. I'm about to do my first month recap, but I figured one, I need to get rid of this stuff, and two, I want to kind of just clear up the backlog, and then from here we'll do empties in our month wrap-up video. So if that sounds good to you, I hope you'll stick around, hang out, keep watching, and let's dive in. All right, so I'm actually going to put some timestamps down below, and I will include one on the screen here. I want to do a little bit of an update before we dive into products. So if you're not interested in that, I don't blame you. Here's when the products start. Okay, I had to take last week off. Work's been a little bit crazy, and I'm actually getting ready to go on a work conference. I had some big projects that went live last week, and then I had a big presentation this week. So it's been a little crazy. So I apologize for that. However, a couple of things that we're going to plan on doing is I'm definitely doing pack with me videos. I have some really good tips that I want to share, so I'm going to try to get those up and the first month wrap up. That's what you can expect. But I also wanted to take time at the beginning of this video and just say that it has been kind of hard since the end of last week into this week to carve out time from just a time standpoint, and it's been busy, but also from a mindset standpoint. Some of the things that have been going on revolving around natural disasters and chemical plant fires, all of those things that have been going on have really been messing with me, and my heart is fully devastated for anybody that was impacted in those situations. And specifically, it tugs on my heart to hear about the flooding and the devastation that has happened in East Tennessee and North Carolina and in the Appalachian region as a whole. I am Appalachian. I'm from West Virginia. I also grew up in a floodplain. Our backyard was the Ohio River, and we went through some floods. And I can't even fathom how people are getting through this time, because even when my family has gone through it, we had warning, right? And we were able to prepare. And just know that if you've been impacted and somehow you've managed to get Wi-Fi to watch this, that my heart goes out to you. And I will do some research. If I can find reputable places where you can go and donate, I will put that below. I'm not trying to be an authority on this, and I'm not going to speak on every devastating thing that happens, but this one hits kind of close to home for a lot of reasons. Whew. Appalachia is a region that is near and dear to my heart. It is where I'm from, and an area that I think has just had a very unique set of struggles, and I hate to see that it's been compounded on. So if you're unaware of what's going on, I urge you to check it out and listen to the people who are going through those situations. And like I said, if I can find reputable places to donate, I will have those listed below. But I wanted to address it because it feels weird to get on camera and talk about makeup without just sending some kind of love out into the universe and thoughts and prayers and all of that. So I should also mention, this is future Rachel coming back to my disclaimer. Please know that if you are feeling overwhelmed by the news and you want escapism, or you don't have the mental capacity to give to news and current events, by all means, you should not feel that you have to be on in that manner all of the time. If it is too much for you, take a break, have some escapism, do what you can, because no matter what, if you're not taking care of yourself, you can't help others anyway. And this is not a channel where we're going to constantly be reporting on current events, and we're not pressuring other people to go beyond what they can handle mentally. We live in a day and age that our brains were just simply not equipped to handle the amount of information that we are given every single day. So there's no shaming on this channel. We're here for positivity. I don't always speak about these things, but this one touched my heart. So please take care of yourself first and foremost. And when you have extra, then you can take time to help others. So just put that out there. That said, we are going to kind of switch up and talk about products, which feels weird, but also don't knock escapism, you know. The world is weird. It is weird. Okay? That said, let's get into some empties. All right, so I have a fairly large collection of things, and if you're new to my channel, I did do a 6-month empties recently, and what I have collected since then is empties from July and August. So this is just 2 months. So I did feel like we were a little light for 6 months, and now I know that it's because we were on the verge of emptying quite a lot of things, and I added some new things that we haven't talked about, or we have, but we don't always talk about consistently. So in no particular order, we're just gonna run through the list. The first thing I have is a refill of the Method Foaming Hand Wash. I have dabbled in fancy hand soap, and while it is nice, I just don't feel like spending the money on it. I honestly think it's an excellent gift to get, like, receive or to give, but it's not something that I want to keep it on, you know. So I love the Method. It doesn't dry my hands out. This is the Sweet Water. Yeah, Sweet Water, and I like this scent. Honestly though, I have not repurchased this yet because we did go through a love affair with it's like a tangerine foaming hand wash from Method, and I think those will pop up in the next empties. However, we switched to Dial foaming hand soap and the pear one. It smells so good, so I love that. And then I'll get another kind of random one out of the way. This is a candle from my nail salon. So the owner started making candles. This one smelled exactly like Sol de Janeiro Boom Boom Cream, and it was a wood wick, and it was glorious, and my husband loved it. And I'm very sad that it is gone, but I think I'm going to clean the vessel and use this as a makeup brush holder or something, because I love the color of it. It's just very simple, but simple is so underrated most of the time. I don't think she's selling online, so I can't link that, but if she ever does, best believe I will tell you about it, because she is really good at scents. Oh, I don't even know how this got in there. Okay, another candle. It doesn't look like it's finished, but I did finish it off with a candle warmer, and we have used up all the scent. This is from one of my all-time favorite places to get home scents from. It is Whiskeymoon Boutique. I will have to double check if she is still selling online. But this is the apple cider donut. It's so good, and it came in this little pumpkin, which I think the lid's in here somewhere, but the lid, imagine, top of a pumpkin, a stem. She was really, it doesn't even smell the same, but she's so good at scent. The apple cider donut and the banana berry are my favorite. She does only make this scent in the fall and the banana berry in the spring, but when I tell you they're worth stocking up on and waiting for, I just love it so much. So yeah, I will link this below, but finish her up. And I will say, when I first started my channel back in 2022, I always get that mixed up. Back when I started, we covered candles more because I was burning them more, but I really don't burn candles as much anymore now that we have Frank, because I'm trying to be mindful. Plus, any evidence of like soot flying into the air, I'm not into it. So I think we'll be able to cover some more unique ways that I've been kind of scenting my home, but I do love using candle warmers, and they do make your scents last much longer. And my husband even uses a candle warmer in his office. And yes, the fragrance is still being dispersed into the air, but there's not a burning element to it, which makes my brain feel better about it, especially with Frank. So take that for what you will. I will link the 2 candle warmers we have down below. My husband's is much nicer and it looks like a little lamp and it's perfect for like his industrial theme office. I just have a very basic one. Very, very basic. There's the camera. Hello. You just tap once for like low and 4 hours and again for high and a longer time period, I believe. This can also be used as a coffee mug warmer. You know, do with that what you will. It does the job. There's the lid, so. All right, and I guess I should have warned everyone. This is gonna be a little chaotic because I've been all over the place with work, and also work has been so stressful, and that big presentation was today, and I feel like a huge release, and it feels good to do this and talk about things that I like, even with the world kind of going crazy. Okay, I always say there's no rhyme or reason, but we're doing rhyme or reason. So we got kind of miscellaneous out of the way. Let's do hair next. So I have an Amika Perk Up Dry Shampoo. This is the 1 ounce travel size. I get these as deluxe samples whenever I can because Amika is my favorite dry shampoo that has since replaced Ouai for me. I have a little bit of 1 full Ouai left, and then I had 3 kind of 1.7, so a little bit bigger than this, 1.7 sizes of the 3 different Amika shampoos. So Perk Up is the kind of lowest oil absorbing one, but I find that it still works well. Perk Up Plus is a little extra oomph, and I can't remember if that or the Ultra is my favorite. Has a little added oomph, and it does a lot better with less product, and if you're really oily like I tend to get, it's better. This is still good, but it's better. And then Ultra is like super, super intense. These will sometimes, I think the Ultra for sure will leave a little bit of a white residue, but these aren't too bad and they smell incredible. Still not over Amika taking away the hair mist that they used to make. Amika, please bring it back. But I love these, and I purchased a pack of 3 and I cannot find them anywhere, and I need them for my trip, and so I'm having a smidge of anxiety about it. But that's my dry shampoo that I would recommend. Maybe I will take recommendations for drugstore if it finds out that I need to replace it because I've lost what I ordered a while ago. I don't know. Then I have the Ouai Anti-Dandruff Shampoo. This is a 2% salicylic acid shampoo. This was in my 6 months empties as well, and I knew I was getting to the end of this. I did repurchase this in the lapse. No, I repurchased this when I was still on my low buy, and I have regrets about it. I started to notice that the Ouai isn't doing as good of a job as I would like. However, of the Ouai shampoos, this is the best one, especially if you have an oily scalp, especially if you break out on your scalp like I do. I've talked about that at length. I have a whole video about it. Probably need to do an updated version, but I've since found that these don't always cut it, so I will try to use up the backup that I had of this, or gift it to my husband, who inherits all of the product fails if I can't make it work. But I've since moved on, and we should do a hair care video because I love my new routine so much, and my scalp also loves it. But I would recommend this, but this would be the only shampoo I think from the line at this point that I would recommend. And then lastly, I have a Bumble BB Heat Shield Thermal Protection Mist. This was a sample from an Ulta gift with purchase, 1 ounces. I really like this. This was a really nice heat protection spray, and I like the sprays because you can do it on dry hair if you need to kind of re-up heat protection if you're styling the second day or you're styling later after your hair is dried. So I do like that. I haven't repurchased because I'm currently using a L'Oreal Professional heat protectant that I really love, and again, I do want to do a hair video because the products I'm using now from the L'Oreal Professional line and some drugstore brands, I feel like this is the first time I can breathe easy with my hair care since the whole debacle with Renee Futer very rudely getting rid of my Holy Grail shampoo. So I think we've replaced it. We'll cover that at some point. But let's get into body care. JK Rewind. I had a sample of the K18 Peptide Prep. This is their detox shampoo. I definitely like this better than Their regular shampoo. I got a couple uses out of this, I believe. This smells okay. It's nice. It's very kind of salon-ish. And what I will say about this is what I have learned. This was very, very nice. I actually think I like this a little bit more than the Ouai. Where Ouai wins out for me, the salicylic acid, is the scent. The scent on that is so good. I forgot to mention that. The biggest selling point for me on this is that it's the only salicylic acid shampoo I have found that smells absolutely gorgeous. This is a very fresh scent. There's basil in this, which if you're not new here, you know I love basil in my shampoos. RIP to my basil shampoo. But there's basil and some other kind of fresh green ingredients. It's called Cape Town. Look it up. It's so good. It's just really fresh. I don't find it leans too masculine. Not that fragrance has to have a gender. However, it's not too cologne smelling, I will say. It's like that perfect fresh scent. But back to K18. K18 is a little pricey. So, like, all of these brands are a little pricey. Would I consider purchasing this? Maybe, but it's not better than the current detox that I use from the L'Oreal Professional. Like, right now, my vote is if you have any type of scalp and hair concerns, my vote goes to L'Oreal or a couple of drugstore picks. And we can get into that if you're interested, but I just don't think the K18 Detox is necessarily worth it. Same with the Ouai. All right, now we're into body. I have 3 soaps. I did finish 2. I'm actually just about to open one right now, but I did finish 2. But one I did not finish and I just could not continue with is the Dove Antibacterial Care and Protect soap. Why I thought this would be okay on my very, very sensitive, easily dried skin, dehydrated skin, I do not know. However, this was a big, big fail. This will strip you. If you have dehydrated skin or dry skin, this will strip your skin. I replaced it by using it on my hands, but it is not for my body, and I would not recommend to my sensitive friends on your body. Not a good idea. However, I also tried the Dove Sensitive Skin Bar. So this is fragrance-free, hypoallergenic. This was fine. This one was fine. However, I would not repurchase this. So I went in to try to find more affordable, more easily obtainable options because as I'm going into this no-buy, I realized that my ride or die Holy Grail soap might be a little above what I want to spend. And I'm getting ahead of myself, which is the Hanni Cocoon Cleanse. If you have it in your budget to repurchase that every month, every other month, I think it's $18, but you can buy a multi-pack through their site or subscribe and save on Amazon and save a little bit and bring the cost per bar down. It's still like a $10 bar of soap, and I love it so much. It is the only soap that I've used, even including what I'm about to talk about, that gives something back to my skin. Like, some of them don't disrupt or dry out my skin, but they don't give anything back to it. The Hanni does, and I highly, highly recommend it, especially if you have a budget for it. But I was looking for a budget-friendly option, one that I could pick up at Target just for like ease of going out and grabbing when I need it. And I didn't mind the Dove Sensitive Skin. However, this is a bar that gets very, very soft and mushy, and I sensorially, if that's a word, cannot handle the sensory experience of this. I cannot. It never quite dries out, even when it's up on a high shelf in my shower, which I keep my soap out, because if you're using bar soap, make sure that it dries out in between uses. You'll get longer use of it, and it won't get as gross. But this is just too gross for me to deal with. If you don't mind it getting soft and mushy, this is fine, and it's very affordable at like $1 a bar or less if you get a pack. But I cannot do it. Yeah, not really scented at all. All right, that said, the one that I'm just about to take out of my shower because it is like this big is from Loccitane. It is the extra rich soap with shea milk for sensitive skin. Now, At first glance, you would look at this and say it is an $8.50 soap. However, is this one? I need to look this up. I had an argument brewing and my brain lost the point. Does that happen to anyone else? Okay, so let me back up. Loccitane Sensitive Shea Soap. I went into the store into Loccitane because now that I'm not using the Hanni, I know I'm gonna have to put extra work in to get my moisture levels back into my skin, so it might be a moot point. I'm very tempted to go back to the Hanni, and you're gonna learn that through this conversation. So I'm trying to think of ways to make my shower easier for me. It's a coping skill that I do where it's like I try to find products that are multi-use and products that I can get a task accomplished maybe in a slightly different way. So I don't always want to rub lotion all over my body. Again, it's a sensory thing, and also it's a transition thing. Hi, I have autism if you're new here. Or I am autistic. Either way. So a shower oil like the Loccitane that everybody raves about would allow me to maybe skip lotioning on the days where I just am struggling to do all of the things. So when I did that, I was like, why don't I try this soap? Because this is 3.5 ounces and is $10. I think I had 20% off, so it was $8 for 3.5 ounces. You can also get this bar in an 8.8 ounce for $15. Now, the reason that was palatable to me, while it is not drugstore and easy to go out and grab, however, we do have a store nearby, so it is fairly easy to grab. When I looked at the ounces compared to the Hanni is 3.7 ounces for $18. So we're looking at almost half the cost of the Hanni, and especially when you think about getting 8.8, which is over double what you get in the Hanni, it's $15. So it's more affordable. Now, this is scented. It has a bit of a powdery smell. It's not full-on baby powder to my nose, but it is powdery, but it's very fresh and clean, and I like that. This also is a very nice soap. It's a hard soap, so it doesn't get soft and mushy like the Dove. It does not dry out my skin. I like Loccitane as a company. They do a lot of refills. This also comes in just paper. And while they're not the most sustainable brand, they strive to be, and they're also an established brand that has been around and making products for a very long time. We can do a whole video on that if you're interested. But I really did enjoy this soap, and I'm quite sad that I am nearing the end of its life. I think when I'm ready to re-up some of the other products from Loccitane that I am using, I will consider purchasing this as the next soap in the wings. But we'll see, because I am very tempted to go back to Hanni, and what is in the wings to try after this is two options from Trader Joe's. So there's an almond and oatmeal bar, and then there's an exfoliating oatmeal bar. So if those will win out, they're very affordable, but we'll see. I will be very interested to see if I go back to Hanni with my tails tucked and admit defeat, but it's worth a shot, you know? Who knew I could talk that much about hand soap? Moving on, let's talk, not hand soap, bar soap. Moving on to hands, my brain is scrambled. I have Emptied a Touchland Power Mist. This was in the scent Forest Berry. These are fine. These are so hyped up on the internet, and what kills me about it is I feel like it was like the first fun packaging in hand sanitizer. Not to mention these launched very close leading up into Miss Rona. And they have a little thing around it, this little silicone ring around it where you can put it on your keychain. Yes, it is flat, but this thing is not that small. Like, here's my phone for comparison. It's really not that small. And it's very thick. So I don't get the hype. The scents are okay. And I actually don't think anything's gonna come out. Maybe a little. There you go. Can you see that? I don't love the spray on these bottles. I feel like I have to like spray a bunch of times to get the coverage that I need. These are not worth the hype. Don't spend $10+ on a hand sanitizer. My favorite hand sanitizer that is unscented is Boogie wipes, and they're like this big so you can stash them everywhere, and they're very cheap. So that's all I'll say on that. And I didn't finish this, which is sad, but it is off. It is from Necessaire. It is the hand retinol lotion. I'm actually quite sad that I didn't finish this, and I didn't because if I put hand lotion on before bed, Frank tries to eat it, and I didn't want him to eat it. So I'm very sad. This was sent to me. It is very nice. The only other retinol hand cream products that I've tried is Theraplush and Beautypie. The only one that is, I think, let's look at the price. The Beautypie is around $13. It's definitely under $15 because, you know, Beautypie prices change often. The soft services is quite expensive, especially for the first time because of the refillable package that it comes in. It's in the 50s, if not the 60s by now. And the Necessaire hand cream comes in at $35. Is it worth $35? I have no doubt that there has been some level of technology put into these products so that the retinol remains stable. However, if you're using retinol on your face, just put on the back of your hand, or you can get a retinol serum from the drugstore that's cheaper than this and put on the back of your hands. Is it worth $35? I don't think so. Could it be a really nice gift? Yes. And is it like a splurge every once in a while? Sure. If you already have sunspots, sun damage, that type of thing on the back of your hand that you're trying to address. For me, I'm more interested in hydration and protecting them from the sun in situations that I should be protecting them. Do with that information what you will. Just $35 for hand cream is steep. All right, a miscellaneous. I have a Clean Skin Club clean wipes, 40% bigger than conventional cleansing wipes. This is a pack of 30, and these are 8x10. So think almost like a full printer paper size when these are unfolded. I mean, the bag's huge. These were just okay, and I'm quite disappointed because I love my like just normal dry Clean Skin Club towels. Sometimes, listen, makeup wipes are not eco-friendly. Makeup wipes are not necessarily the best for your skin. However, as someone who films content and just loves to play swatch, sometimes these things are easier. Or as someone who struggles with mental health and is an autistic woman, sometimes these things come in clutch. This is like one of maybe 3 packages of wipes that I've shown on my channel in the past 2 to 3 years. Disclaimer ahead, it's crazy we do those things on the internet, but I have to let you know. I don't recommend these. I'll get to it. I don't recommend these. They were kind of dry. There wasn't enough of the solution on the towels to like really do anything, and it took, if you're looking to use them on your face, I really don't recommend them. If you're just cleaning off swatches, sure, if it's the cheapest option available to you, but other than that, I don't recommend. And I didn't repurchase. All right, a couple of stragglers from other categories. I have the K18 Damage Shield Protective Conditioner. I actually really didn't like this, and there's plenty of drugstore conditioners that I think beat this out, and the same with higher end. It just didn't hydrate them, but also made my ends kind of limp at the same time. So it just wasn't the right type of conditioning ingredients for my hair. And again, these are fairly expensive products, so I don't recommend that, and I won't be repurchasing. I like what I'm using from L'Oreal. I also like the Eva NYC mask, although it's not my favorite and it's not the best from the drugstore. The best from the drugstore is the Dove Bond Repair hair mask. Even that shampoo will leave your hair so silky soft. And then I finished a small size of the Ouai Scalp and Body Scrub. I didn't use this on my scalp, I used it on my body. This is a travel size, 3.4 ounces. Scraped it clean. This is such a magnificent scent, and I put off even sniffing it for so long because this lighting makes my hair very yellow. What was I saying? Oh yes, I put off sniffing this for a very long time because I'm not a tropical scent person at all. But this is delicious. This is so delicious, and I don't even, for me, someone who likes fruity, sweet but in that fruit way type of scent, I also like a lot of amber and cashmere and warmth in my scents, and I like a lot of clean smelling scents. So I like fresh fruit, a little bit of sweet, a little bit of warmth. That's this, and it's not just a summer scent for me. I love it so much. This was almost like the gateway for me. I tried this and immediately last year sometime, bought the shower gel and the cream in a set. So if you're wary because of the tropical vibes, don't be. Go sniff this. It's delicious. I love it to this day. And the new Ellis Brooklyn perfume, one of the newer ones, I should say, Miami something, I'll pop it on the screen. That is a perfect companion scent to St. Bart's. They're not exact, but they go together so well. I wore that nonstop until my sample ran out. Love it. All right, let's move in to face wash. Let's move into face, and then there's just a couple of makeup products because we've been here for 35 minutes. All right. First step, I have a Prequel Universal Skin Solution Dermal Spray. This is a 0.02% hypochlorous acid spray that also has soothing minerals added in well, so it's not just hypochlorous acid. There's some additional ingredients in it. This is $17 for 4 fluid ounces. Can you find cheaper on Amazon? Yes. Do I know anything about those brands and have any trust in those products? No, but I'll give you that information and you can do with it what you will. However, this is much more affordable than Tower 28. The mist on this as well, like it would be hard pressed to find. Can you see? There's like nothing left in here. It's one of those really fine mists that kind of like puffs out. You get good coverage and it's not like in your face. I love the marketing and the bottling on this. I owe you a video on the brand as well, but they're now available at Target, so love that. Very accessible, and this is my favorite hypochlorous acid spray. If you don't know already, it is very anti-inflammatory, antibacterial, antiviral. You can even buy this in other formulations to clean your house. This is just lovely. You also can find this as a wound spray because it really promotes healing in that anti-inflammation and antibacterial parts. I can't say enough good things about hypochlorous acid. There's this thing going around on the internet where everybody is saying you have to let this dry in order to have it be effective, and it can be impacted, or it can impact and nullify it can impact the efficacy of some of your actives. Think vitamin C, AHAs, that type of thing. Here's what I will say on the topic. I'm not a chemist. I'm not a dermatologist. I have let this dry, and I have not let this dry. And because I have other layers going on before my actives, I didn't notice a decrease in the efficacy of those actives. Do with that what you will. I'm just feeling controversial today. That work really got me fired up, I think. I emptied a Phytosurgeon Sea Submerge. What's new? I have emptied so many of these on my channel. This is a hydrating and, for me, a soothing serum. It's marketed as a hydrating facial serum. There is a lot of really great ingredients in this, and some of that being sea-derived ingredients, which my skin loves. You know that commercial that's like, Frank's hot sauce, I put that on everything. That's me with Sea Submerge. Like, I put this on everything. Sunburn, yes. Rash, yes. Breakout, yes. Scalp irritation, yes. I slather in this, and I at times will use it twice a day. Other times when my skin's doing okay, I use it in the morning. This plus the next product we're going to talk about is my prep plus a vitamin C and a sunscreen, and that's all I use in the morning. But if I convince you to try one thing on my channel, let it be Sea Submerge and Boogie wipes. And I have told one of you that in Instagram DMs. Let it be known, if I am known for anything, it is Sea Submerge Boogie wipes. All right. Next up, Moisturizer. I threw this in there to show you that I finished it. There's like a tiny bit, I guess, coming down there, but it's also a good color shot of the Phytosurgence Verdant Force Field. So I will use this after vitamin C and C submerge in the morning, and I also use this at night. When I travel, this is the only moisturizer that I take, and I've been decanting into a small bottle like this, which has been a game changer, because as much as I love this product and I would always make room for both of these full sizes, it's very nice to save a little bit of room when I'm packing, because this is a 2.7 fluid ounce moisturizer. All of Phytosurgence's skincare is in US dollars under the 35 mark. I think this comes up around 30 to 35, and C Submerge is around the 21 or under 20. I think it's 21 Canadian, which is like 18 USD or something. Do the conversion, but very affordable brand. They're right in line with Precool. I love that all of my skincare right now is in a kind of mid to low price range. Like, I wouldn't call it low, but it's definitely not high either. I can't recommend it enough. This is another very soothing product. It smells like green tea because it has green tea in it, not because it's scented. There's licorice root, centella, PHAs, allantoin, and panthenol. And if I have learned anything, it is that my skin loves centella and PHAs. So, love that. Nice, dewy, plumped look, but it doesn't feel too heavy. Love it so much. Can't say enough good things. Then I did finish a Precool Sun Barrier. This is their mineral sunscreen, broad spectrum SPF 50 PA++++, 4 pluses, 18% zinc oxide, bioactive antioxidant compounds, and visible. So you get 1.7 fluid ounces. I believe that this is under, this might be 23. I'll correct myself on screen if I need to. When I first got this, I was absolutely in love with this. It has the tiniest hint, if I can get any out. Look at this. I'm like, I wasn't kidding when I said I like to use products. There we go. I got some. It has the slightest pink tint to it. Did I just rub it in before you could see? Can you see right there? Yeah. The slightest pink tint to it. It does not add pinkness to the face. It just helps a little bit with white cast. This could potentially be white casty on others, and it is definitely a kind of traditional mineral SPF. It's a little bit lighter. It's not as hydrating as the Beauty or the lip tinted that I use on my channel, and I liked it because of that. This is definitely a better replacement for the Dr. Dennis Gross. And where it was trumping the Live Tinted is that this is SPF 50 and Live Tinted is SPF 30, and I like an SPF 50 because I'm pale. However, retrospectively looking at this, do I think it is the best mineral SPF? No, it's still pretty traditional American mineral SPF, and it just depends on what your preferences are and what you're used to. I don't mind a nice slathering of a thick SPF product. I also recommended it to my best friend Chelsea, who has opposite skin to me, very oily skin. And while it worked, I think, it wasn't her favorite either because it can be a little heavy. However, they did just release a chemical one. I'm very, very interested in that. Right now, I'm just about to empty the Beauty, which is SPF 42. So it kind of eliminated the need for me to have a secondary higher SPF, which I love. And I love that one very, very much. However, once that is finished, I do think I'm going to try Beauty of Joseon. I think it's just well enough time for me to dabble in J Beauty and K Beauty, both more. So that's that on that. Now, I have 4 more products to get through. One is the Bloom Effects Tulip Dew Sunscreen Serum. I finished this. It is a lovely glass bottle. I do have a code with Bloom Effects down below for 20% off. I like this SPF. It does come with a pump. The packaging is absolutely gorgeous. My pump kind of broke down on me on this one towards the end. They have sent me another one, but I'm very tempted to gift that to my bestie to try. What I will say about this is you are either going to love this or maybe not really mess around with it, because it is tinted and it does add a bit of coverage, which is very nice. It's an SPF 50, it's 100% mineral, and it is water resistant up to 40 minutes. I don't always reach for a tinted sunscreen because more often than not I'm putting some under makeup, and the finish of that, it has oils in it, so it's going to leave a little bit of an oily finish. It's not to the point where I think most people wouldn't like to have it on. It's very hydrating, and I do think that I will miss it come winter, but in the warmer months, it's not what I'm looking for in that type of product. I love Bloom Effects as a company, and I do think they have cool products. I actually have one that they sent me that I'm very interested in testing out and giving thoughts on. It's a scrub, but I don't know if this is for you if you are like me and you don't like the feel of any oil on the face. I'm very picky about that. So take that with a grain of salt. I'm gonna have to speed through these because my camera is dying. I have the Queen Musia mascara. This was fine. After testing, it kind of smudges and flakes, so I wouldn't recommend it. This was sent to me, but I still don't recommend it because it just doesn't hold up. I really liked the effect it gave my lashes, and it also has a really nice fluffy brush that I love, but it's also, I think, over the $20 mark, maybe even 30, so I don't recommend it. The packaging is so cute and it's nice and heavy, but a swing and a miss for me. And because my camera is dying, thank you so much for being here. This was a pretty chaotic one. I feel like we were a little all over the place, but that's where my brain is at, and instead of hiding it and not posting, we're gonna just let her do her thing. So I hope you're having a wonderful day. I hope you're taking care of yourself. Again, thoughts and prayers out to anyone who's been affected with things lately, even outside of the things that I talked about. I hope you're doing well. I hope you're taking care of yourself. My current coping skill is quilting, and we can talk about that sometime, but I don't know why it took me so long. I really don't. Let me know what you've been doing to cope, and I hope you have a wonderful week. I will see you in the next one. Bye.